now, I believe, for next year's tour. So, Ryan Hardy, is that the end of an era?
No, I can totally see him coming back next year. But look at this.
Straight into the first wave, and we have there in red, or is that orange?
That is the rider in red right off the bat. Yet Martinez showing no fear out there. He is the local rider. He is actually, there's only a handful of real local riders here on this coast, right near Fronton. And Yet Martinez makes a drive during the season to ride this wave. But here's another look at his first wave.
Well, straight into it. Nice roll off the section there, and that's a good starter for him. So we'll see these guys feeling out their first wave just to test the conditions. Before they sort of get a strategy and wait for the bigger sets, they get a score under their belt, and that was Yere's one. And now the pressure's on Sam Bennett to see if he can match him, a little tester there. So, but the big news from that heat is Ryan Hardy has not qualified for 2013. Nick Omerod has.
All right, we're going to give you more information right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. NMD versus Fronton Pro is underway, and look at these waves coming in 6 to 8 foot Fronton. This is what the viewers and most of the riders were asking for when we put this event on the tour. Nick Meseritz, fellow bodyboarder, old schooler, I don't know what you want to call us, but good friends from way back when, giving you the live feed. Here we go.
Well, here goes Sammy Bennett. We're going to split Piquet and Sam Bennett on his first wave, and it's a big one.
Oh,
drops down the face, stalls on that one, pulls in, and it doesn't quite cooperate, but having a dig. Manny's cheering him on. So the young fella, I'm not sure exactly how old Sam is, but he's in his early 20s.
Well, Sam Bennett and Yere Martinez almost have that same kind of build, really big and tall, and can hold their own in this in these conditions. So it's going to be a pretty good fight out there with this guy, Sam Bennett, on his first wave.
He just disconnects there, and look, there's that airdrop, bang. Bounces into it, loses his speed, pulls up, has a stall, sets himself up, but the wave just doesn't cooperate. Comes out with the spit, and it'll be a scoring wave. The first wave from year A was 4.38, so I'm not sure if Sam's wave will better that score, but both guys have runs on the board. And Sam Bennett, they're the same height maybe, but Yere's got a bit more muscle to his frame. And we have Sam Bennett currently ranked, is that correct, number 4?
Sam Bennett is currently on the fourth place position, and he has qualified for the 2013 Grand Slam Series, so he is a happy camper as well as Nick Omerod, so that's going to be a great addition to next year. Taking a look right now, Yere Martinez in the red jersey. He is your local rider. Again, comes over to this part of the island when the waves are pumping, but there's only a handful of real local riders who are not in the hunt as far as that Fronton championship. But you know what? This is pretty much his backyard, so he loves it out here.
We see there the first score through from Sam Bennett's a 3.33. So, like I said, runs on the board, and that'll settle him down. There's still plenty of time to go. 26 minutes to go in the heat, as we see Yere kicking for something here, and it's starting to happen, Manny.
All right, looks like as the tide keeps coming up, the waves are getting better. Look at this, how deep Yere Martinez is. Is he going to pull in? Finds that section, creeps through it, finds an opening, and pulls a roll at the end of that one. So Yere Martinez's skills are obviously showing through.
Well, that wasn't a set wave, Manny. That was one of the smaller ones that come between the sets, but Yere knows his strategy, and he's going a small one to get some points, as what tends to happen. We saw that before in the previous rounds, where the riders would catch a set wave, then come paddle back out to the lineup, and then take an inside one to get their scores up. And those little ones can produce big scores. So Yere there will just solidify his lead, and the priority now goes to Sam Bennett. So we see that again, a smaller wave, backdoors the section, comes through, stalls, goes to hit it, smacks a small roll on the inside there, clean landing, and that'll be a good scoring wave for Yere.
Oh my, so we are starting the campaign here in some heavy conditions, 6 to 8 foot, unloading on the shallow reef here at Fronton. Manny V here with Mez, giving you the live feed. You can see the scores on your screen right now. That is where we're at with heat number 1 of round number 6. Yaray Martinez in red, Sam Bennett, the young Australian, in the green jersey. We are underway here, and we can't thank our supporters enough. Of course, NMD and Versus, YouWriting.com, Alpha Campaign, 662 Mob, and Like Bodyboard. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. We have done the entire 2012 World Tour Grand Slam Series, and it ends today right here in some unreal, epic conditions.
Well, that last wave from Yere is a 5.63, so that betters his first one, and it puts him in a commanding lead at this time with a combined score of 10.01. So, Manny, just to go back to that last heat, that was technically Ryan Hardy out of the 2013 GSS World Tour, but speaking of the contest, or the CEO of the IBA, Mr. Greg Taylor, that puts Ryan as the first alternate, and that's the same position Mike Stewart was in last year. So Mike was the first alternate, but he did compete in virtually every contest. So that doesn't mean the end of Ryan Hardy. He's too young to give it up, and we saw last year, he came second, as you say, the vice champion, the runner-up, whatever you want to call it. But I know he has the fire, and he's still ripping out there.
It would be a shame if he didn't come back. That's all I got to say, because he's still, he's still in top form.
Well,
you saw him in that first heat, doing what he did.
Well, there's a big thing out the back here, man, is we'll keep talking. But, yeah, he's a quiet guy, an unassuming guy, but he's got a fire that burns down deep inside him. And, he's just going to be going, like, bring it on. I'm going back again. Been talking with him and his wife, and they're going to move to Bali for a few months just so Ryan can practice over there. And there we have Yere having a look and pulling it off. There's another one behind that. And Sam's in position for this if he wants it. Looks like he doesn't want it. So, yeah. So, these guys like Mike, I was talking the other day about Mike. His wife, Lisa, said to him, what do you want to do? And you can go one of two ways, like just fall to pieces or get stronger. And Mike, he's changed his diet. He's doing the pull check, core strength, routines, yoga, stretching, core strength, kettlebells. The guy's pushing 50, and he's fitter than I am, which is embarrassing for Manny and myself. But
you're right.
That's okay. That's the type of guy that Mike is. And we'll see Mike Stewart in Hawaii dominating as he always does as we move forward to the 2013 World Tour, and that's the first stop. February sometime, and it's always a great way to start the tour.
We do have the 2013 IBA Grand Slam Series calendar on our Facebook page and also, I believe, on our IBAWorldTour.com website. So go over there, check it out. That is what is in store for next year. Sam Bennett taking a look. Look how big that is right there. Just unloading shallow reef.
Well, you saw Sam trying to peek over the shoulder there, over the wave to see what's going on. So, this is the first, maybe one of the first couple of times that Sam surfed it. I'm not sure, if he surfed it in the big stuff yet, but it's unnerving, for a young guy to come out here. And we've seen Sam make the pipeline final a couple of years back, and that's no mean feat getting through those heats against those sort of competitors at arguably one of the world's best waves. So he can do it. We know he can do it. And there's plenty of time to go, 21 minutes, as we see Pierre-Louis Costes, and he was your 2011 world champion.
Yes, it's going to be exciting to watch him. He's going to be coming up in heat number 4 of the quarterfinals, and he's happy, he's hungry, and by the time his heat comes out, the tide will have been pushed in, a lot more water, but what we probably won't see, but what I can tell you is at the high tide with these big waves coming in, getting out and coming out of the water is a challenge in itself. It just bounces off the cliff right there, and it's just pretty gnarly. Look at this, Yaray Martinez taking a look.
Well, off he goes here. He's got on the left hand on this one, sneaks under the lip, comes out, clean exit, and that's just going to add to his score. So Yere playing it smart here today,
Looks like his fin came off on the inside of that barrel. There's so much power out there that as soon as you make the drop, if your fins are anywhere near the face of the wave or the shock wave, it could just rip your fin right off.
We had that last year with 2 heats, one with Dallas Singer where his flipper actually split.
That's right.
The fin tether, the string, ripped through the strap on his fin and snapped it, and that one was out. And then Ryan Hardy going for the world title, unfortunately losing a flipper and wasting the best part of the heat trying to get that flipper. So a very hard position. If you see that thing buzzing in front of the screen, that is the helicopter. Do you see that, Manny?
No, I haven't seen it yet, but what I have seen is this right here. The last wave of Yere Martinez. Nice, clean turn right there. Perfect left-hander. It's still more shallow on the inside. If you look in front of the wave, you can just see the gurgles and the little miniature waves forming off of the reef right there. But
well, there's the helicopter we're talking about, and that's getting some crazy footage of the guys. I don't think that has a live feed to it, but that'll be in the highlight package. And I don't know how the heck they're using that thing. But
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't put my $3,000 camera on there, that's for sure. But they are. That's insane view right there. And we're going to see that in the highlight reels for sure. I hope they charge their batteries on that thing. You don't want to see it fall down.
No. You want to judge that right. So that last wave from Year A was a 6.68. So that'll kick out as 4.38. And now Year A is in the lead with 12.31. And that puts Sam Bennett needing an 8.98. So Sam really needs a second wave here as we go into the 20 minutes to go.
If you're just tuning in, we know a lot of you are at work. Some of you are sipping away on some wine or a schooner.
Or a coffee.
Or a coffee. It could be really early in the morning for some of you, but we can't thank you enough for tuning in. Again, make sure you head over to our Facebook page, like the page on the IBA World Tour, and like all the other supporters, You Riding, Alpha Campaign, 662 Mob, and like Bodyboard, and then enter to win on our IBA Facebook page. There is a win button up top. You can't miss it. It's the black and white IBA logo. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. We have started the first heat of round number 6 out in the water. It is Yere Martinez with 2 pretty good scores with a 6.68, 5.63. Sam Bennett, he's totally still in the game with 18 minutes remaining.
And he's having a look at this one, Manny. He's going to go. He's kicking into
Here
it. Sam Bennett dropping down the face,
oh
stalling on his legs, pulls into the barrel. Can he make it out?
He did.
Yes, he does.
He did make it out. I don't
Nice
know
wave
how
there
he
from
maintained
Sam.
his speed through that.
Well, he just drove here. He saw his body position. He's leaning forward, full pressure on his front arm there over the elbow, and he drove through that one. So they're trying to stall on it, and you can see the waves stacking up on the horizon. So keep in mind that the 2 scoring waves so far from Yere have not been set waves. So a set wave will score higher. You know, if you can pull get a decent barrel and move off a set wave, you will score very well. And these are set waves coming in now. And we see Yere having a dig, setting himself up for it. What's he going to do?
Yere Martinez in the red jersey. He calls this break pretty much his backyard. He lives a few miles down the road from here, but he always gets out here when the waves are pumping.
Well,
here's another look at Sam Bennett.
He comes down, spreads his legs, bounces, comes up and stalls. Straight away he's stalling there. He's just looking where the lip's going to come down, pulls up high and comes out. So not a long barrel, but again, we're still waiting for that water to come up on the reef, and that will make the conditions go off. So nice wave there from Sam Bennett. Score yet to drop, but I think that will be a keeper for him.
Yes, I thought it was a super heavy drop. Look at the little ledges right there. Watch this right-hand wave. You see, you got to take off and then make it over that inside ledge. You can actually see through the wave, see how shallow it is out there. These guys are pretty much putting it all on the line, and you know what? They have to. This is it. This is the best of the best, and if you don't do it, your fellow, I hate to say, your fellow riders will call you a bad name.
Well put, Manny. We can't swear. We're online. But, yeah, I mean, and these guys, it's reputations. You know, if the waves come up, they don't want to be known as a small wave surfer. I mean, these guys want to prove themselves in the best conditions against the best, and the IBA Tour gives them that opportunity. And as we've said, big year next year coming up, some exciting things happening. I know the IBA's partnered up with a new company that I can't mention too much about. I'll leave that for Greg Taylor to talk about. But there's a few things that are looking good. We've got Alex Leon now as the tour manager. Is that the correct term for it? General manager? I'm not sure, but he'll be running the tour next year. He's done a great job here at FRONTON, and all systems go for 2013. So, but let's worry about that later on. Right now is the FRONTON Pro and the World Champion to be named. So halfway through the heat here, Manny, and we have Yere Martinez in the lead. That last wave of Sam Bennett's a 5.95. A good scoring wave, so he's looking for another big scoring wave to progress through this round.
They're not on our sponsor list, but I got to give a shout out to Tu Mismo Cafe, the only cafe on the coast right here. But they've been taking care of us. Chipi, Carla, Jorge, Danny, and Jenny. Thank you all for taking care of us over at Two Mismo Cafe.
Is that where you've been having the log on live sort of Google Hangout things?
Yes, we've been doing our Google Hangouts, and we're going to do one tonight again, 7:30. We want to hear from you. Google Plus account, you need that to be a part of our IBA World Tour Google Hangout. So if you have any questions, head over to the IBA Facebook page. Hit me up. I'll give you the lowdown on how to do it.
Well, we'll to be confirmed that one, because if the world champion's named, there could be a few amber ales flowing, and things might be a bit.
You're right.
A bit slow in terms of getting things on the track like that. So, a world champion quite possibly will be named today.
Yes.
It will be either Dave Winchester or Jeff Hubbard, and either way, we will be toasting them, and as worthy champions. So.
Well, both of them are waiting patiently in the quarterfinals coming up after these 4 heats of round number 6. This is the first heat out in the water of round number 6. Jared Houston, Dave Winchester, Jeff Hubbard, and PLC won in round number 4, catapulted them in the quarterfinals, so they're sitting and waiting. We are now underway to see who will take those other 4 spots in the quarterfinals. The winner of this heat, Yare Martinez or Sam Bennett, will face off with Jared Houston in that first quarterfinal. So a ton of incredible matchups today here at the NMD versus Fronton Pro. And it is pumping out there.
It is pumping, and if we look at the guys that are already through to the quarterfinals by way of winning their round 4 heat, round 4 I believe, we have Jared Houston, Dave Winchester, Jeff Hubbard, and Ben Player, and all 4 of those riders have been on fire. Especially Jared Houston and Jeff Hubbard. I mean, hubby guys, just every heat. First wave, bang, 8.5. Next wave, done. He could paddle in after 10 minutes. He's been,
That's right.
that much on it.
Look at this.
And
Yare trying to feed.
wave.
Yeah, Yare Martinez feeding Sam Bennett into this one. But Sam coming around the section. Oh, nothing there for Sam Bennett. You're going to see a couple riders in the channel. Either one, they're just getting the best view on the planet of the rights here at Fronton, or 2, they are board caddies for the riders. Yeah,
well, I mean, last year we saw Ryan Hardy after his heat went out there in the channel and has cheered the boys on, which is amazing to see. Such a great guy, Ryan. And he just sat in the channel for a good 4 hours and yelled his lungs out. By the time he came in, he was hoarse, he was tired, but he had this big smile on his face. I mean, hey, this is a Super Bowl of bodyboarding, and you're sitting there in the channel watching these guys go off in 6 to 8 foot waves. It's just amazing.
Oh,
and I mean, I'd be out there if I could negotiate that treacherous channel to get out there, but that's not my cup of tea these days, so I'll leave that for the young guys. And yeah, look at these waves coming through now.
Oh my. Again, the Facebook page, IBA World Tour Facebook page, that's your way to get into the commentator's booth with us. So get over there. I'm going to post something right now. Who you going for the world title, Hub or Winnie? We want to see the supporters throw down your support for either Hub or Winchester for the world title. Both of them in the quarterfinals, both of them coming up next. It's all going to matter to these next 4 rounds, who they will face off. 11 minutes, 51 seconds remaining right now. It is Sam Bennett who is looking for a 6.37 to get that first place spot away from one of the local riders here, Yare Martinez, Canary Island rider.
Was that strategy before, Manny, where we had Sam Bennett, maybe Sam had priority, I'm not sure, Yare, but Yare had a look and force Sam into it. And that's what goes on, mind games and tactics in these sorts of heats, man-on-man heats.
Well, the priority system can use as a full-on strategy. If you have a good set of scores under your scorecard, you're coming down to the last few minutes of the heat, that priority system that they have in place can work in your favor or it can backfire. And you can see right now it is Yare Martinez in the lead with 10 minutes remaining with priority. So he can pretty much push Sam Bennett into some of these waves. But if Yare paddles for a wave or makes an effort to catch a wave, he loses priority and it switches over to Sam Bennett, and then Sam Bennett will have the upper hand.
Well, I mean, it gives Yare the opportunity just to sit there, the position to sit there and wait for his waves.
Well, check this out. We have the winner of the last heat downstairs with Alex Leone. Alex, where are you at, brother?
Yeah, thanks, Manny. Well, he survived to tell another day. Jason Finlay, just getting the victor there over Ryan Hardy. Talk us through those conditions, mate. They must have been tough.
I had flashbacks of last year when me and Dal were the test dummy. It's super, super heavy. Pretty low tide now, but it's coming in quick. Some really, really good waves. You just had to be careful. In an hour, it's going to be best ever Fronton, so we're in for a treat.
And Howard, talk us through that left. We saw you sort of bounce at the bottom, and it looked like you got absolutely flogged. Talk us through that one.
Yeah, first wave, I just needed to get something under my belt to get the nerves out of me. So I went a left that looked easy, but the tide's so low, it ledged out, and before I knew it, I was getting rattled along the bottom and watching the next one land on me too. So lucky I didn't get hurt, and it just gave me a bit more confidence that I didn't get hurt, so I can go a bit harder.
Well, yeah, had the same attitude last year and you ended up taking this one out.
Yeah.
Let's see where you go this year. I mean, the conditions are similar to last year, same sort of size. The wind's a bit better. Just talk us through that right-hander you got at sort of spat, and then you came out after spit. Looked incredible.
Yeah, Ryan actually had the priority. I just gave it up a few minutes beforehand, but it was a bit of an insider, but it had a big wall on it. So I knew if I could get the little wedge push, that I could maybe backdoor that section. There's about 10 ledges in it that you might not see from land, but luckily I came out and got a quick roll in as well, so that got the scores up, I think.
Yeah, well, you managed to survive that one, moved into the next round. We're going to see Jace Finlay doing what he did last year, moving all the way to the top, hopefully. We'll see him in the next round. Back to you, Manny.
Thanks.
Congratulations to Jason Finlay. He will face off with Ben Player in quarterfinal number 4. And you know what, Jason Finlay, he's going to be putting in the most time in the water today with that first heat that we finished off with round number 5.
Well, if he makes it through to the final, he will. You know, he'll be on the most amount of heats. But Jason's a young guy, and he's been here for 2 weeks warming up, staying with his good friend and local rider who's also in the running still, Elliot Morales. And as these boys paddle over a few bombs that are coming through here, and things are starting to warm up.
Oh,
Been a bit of a shaky start in terms of the water and the conditions. The swell is here. Don't be fooled. There's plenty of swell. There's plenty of waves. But we're waiting for the water to come and fill up the reef a bit more so the waves start to come more high performance or become more high performance. So Jace Finlay won the first heat of the day, which was a round 5 heat. So it was the last heat remaining from round 5 from Wednesday. Jace Finlay, fortunately for Jace, won the heat. Unfortunately for Ryan Hardy, he was knocked out. So Ryan Hardy is out of the event. But knowing Ryan, he'll be cheering the boys on. And Jace lives to fight another day or another heat.
yes. And Ryan Hardy, he is out of the top seeds for next year, but he is the number 1 alternate. If he shows up at the event, he has a huge chance of being seeded. So Ryan Hardy, we're gonna see more of him for sure. So looks like the riders are waiting out the back, and you know what? We'll be waiting for you to come back right after this.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
I love these ads. They just keep getting better and better. That last ad from 662 Mob was intense. It was massive. Great job from the 662 Mob crew. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome Manny V here with Mez holding it down for the NMD versus Fronton Pro, brought to you by uriding.com, Alpha Campaign, 662 Mob, and likebodyboard.com. So, if you're just tuning in, we have a special treat for you. This is it, the last event of the 2012 IBA World Tour, being held in some incredible conditions. 6 to 8 foot Fronton, it is pumping.
Well, these are the best riders, Manny, in the best conditions, and this is the world championship of bodyboarding. You know,
This is the real world champion right here.
exactly. I mean, like, you know, these are the best riders, and they're bringing it. You know, they're throwing it down, and we've got Jeff Hubbard and Dave Winchester, the last 2 guys left, and undoubtedly 2 of the best riders in the world, and both deserving champions. Jeff Hubbard, 2 times world champion. Dave Winchester, yet to win a world champion, but definitely worthy of it. So whoever wins the crown will be the 2012 world champion.
Look at this.
As we
look at
see
this.
a massive set coming through,
Oh.
and does anyone want a part of it?
Oh, my.
Who's that in red? Yeah, no, he says no, thank you.
Oh, so we are seeing some sets coming in out the back. So quick shout out to our women's world champion, which was crowned in Puerto Rico, Isabella Sosa. Isabella is one of those riders who You know what? I wouldn't put it past her to get out here and compete with the men. I don't know if that's allowed, but she can definitely hold her own. Incredible rider, world champion for the women's division, Isabella Sosa, and our 2012 drop knee world champion, Sasha Specker. He is going to be actually competing in the round number 6, heat number 3 against a local legend, Elliot Morales. So Sasha Specker, drop knee world champion 2012, Isabella 2012 women's world champion, Isabella Sosa. Congrats to them too. But now we are on the hunt for a men's world champion here at the NMD versus Fronton Pro. Dave Winchester or Jeff Hubbard?
Well, 5 minutes to go in this heat, Matty, and it's coming down to the wire.
Oh,
Sam
my.
Bennett needs a second high-scoring wave. Ire Martinez is out in front with a aggregate score of 12.31. I think he still has priority. I don't think he's given that up. So it's unfortunately a tough position for Sam Bennett right now. But Sam's got through this far. He's a great rider. He's up and coming. He's in the Pro Tour, the GSS series for next year, I believe. We'll wait for that to be confirmed. We know that Nick Omerod is already through. So the new faces next year, there's a heap of them. Johan Florentine from the Reunion Islands. We have Alex Aranga from the Basque Country.
Alan Munoz from Chile, the first Chileno to make it on the World Tour. And also another new face, Brahim Edouche.
Brahim got on there. Wow.
Brahim is also
Morocco.
qualified. Yes, the first Moroccan surfer or bodyboarder to make it and qualify onto a World Tour stage. He and his brother, they are pumped. They're only going to add another little check mark on credentials as they run their Go Surf Morocco camps in Morocco. So gosurfmorocco.com. That is, if you want the full, the best class treatment at a surf camp, go check them out, gosurfmorocco.com. Brahim, he is a happy camper.
It's amazing to see how far bodyboarding's spread around the world. And I mean, it's not just guys riding bodyboards in these countries, it's guys that can compete on the world stage from these countries, which is incredible. A few years ago, the boys went down to Venezuela for a Pro Tour event, and a young, hyper skinny Sergio Alonso must have been 35 kilos back then because he's only 45 now. But he won. And where'd this kid come from? You know, like he's been watching magazines and watching videos and reading magazines and picked it up from what he thought the sport was. And it's amazing to see. And I know from the areas that we sell the boards into, there's bizarre places that take boards. You've got Holland and you've got Israel and these places that you wouldn't think have waves, but they do. And guys there are riding the boogies,
and it's amazing to see. I see an awesome crew of Israeli bodyboarders that head over to mainland Mexico, pretty much make it a yearly event. And I'm surprised I don't see any of them here, but of course, they probably got other things going on. But Kirill, Gal, Moore, Shai, there's just a whole group of Israeli bodyboarders that can hold their own in some heavy conditions too. So you're right, bodyboarding is alive and well all over the entire world. So if you're a bodyboarder, be proud, brother. This is it right here, holding it down for the bodyboarding flag in some heavy conditions here at Fronton. This is it. Look at this.
2 minutes to go, Manny, and Sam Bennett pretty much has to take off on this thing if he can, because otherwise it's all over. And it doesn't look like it's going to cooperate for him, but he has 1:40 and counting. So you can still see how dry it is there, guys. Look at that. There's the reef, just exposed. So you think we're talking trash? We're not. That thing is dry.
Yes, and when these riders are completing their maneuvers, if they get a chance to do a maneuver on the end of their wave, they're pretty much landing in 1, maybe 2 feet of water. So they have to hold on to their boards and make sure they don't go head first into the reef. But a lot of them are getting hit. Wait a second. Hold that thought. Sam Bennett taking a look.
Now if he goes here, he has to take this wave. He's got no choice. What's he going to do? Stalls for the pit. Inside there on a smaller one. Rolls
and he comes out with a roll.
It was a good wave. It'll be interesting to see what happens there because his second scoring wave was...
Wait a second.
Okay, Yere straight behind him. Pulls in. Goes for the... no, kicks out on that one and sucked over the falls on a smaller one. So...
Less than a minute to go.
Sam Bennett's first scoring wave, or his highest scoring wave, was a 5.98. He needed to get a 6.37 to better Yere. So it's going to be interesting, Manny.
Could have came down to the last minute in this heat. Did Sam Bennett score a 6.37 or better? That is the question as the last wave exchange has gone down in the last minute. Yere Martinez on the inside, trying to get over to the exit area where that keyhole where they jump in, but opts to go back around this whole section because he would end up on that dry reef right there. So that is smart thinking from one of the local Canarian riders, Yere Martinez in the red jersey.
Well, with and it wasn't enough, Manny. I believe